We call it the Party2Earn platform, and basically it's a mobile app which you can move around an event and earn experience points with, and it gamifies the event. You can turn the event into even a story for branding opportunities, and those experience points add up and you level up, and then you can sign onto the website and claim whatever rewards were loaded into the system by the subscriber to this platform as a service, subscription based, and those can be whatever tokens, NFTs that you want. It could also just be a Web2 tool. If you don't want to connect a wallet to it, you can just load coupons or redemption codes in there, and those could be the rewards.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much. Give him a hand. All right, over to the judges.
So how do you market it? Because there's been a bunch of networking tools over the years, and most of them have had really big difficulty gaining traction at B2C. Or B2A, right, B2 attendee. And the only way you really, like the ones that have really killed it, which are not specifically in your space, but kind of aligned, are folks like Hopin, and folks who built something that becomes integral to the event itself. So how do you get the organizers to be the ones that contract you and pay you the money, which will then force the engagement of all the attendees?
Yeah, that's a great question. We take a unique approach to this in that we're putting gamification first before the networking. So there's a social networking element to this where people can set up user profile interfaces and look for who's going to be at the event and set up meetings in advance. But the fundamental part of it is the gamification of the event. So the kind of competition that you're referring to, there are event management apps which offer gamification of individual elements of the event. So the big difference is that we gamify the entire event, turn it into each of the different activities is a component of a game. So it's made for experiential marketing.
I'm just going to interrupt you here for a second.
No,
Because to answer the question you asked is about penetration, not about product differentiation.
Okay.
Right? How are you going to achieve market penetration with this product?
Okay, so the go-to-market strategy is first to bring this to the lowest hanging fruit, which is Web3 events. We've got pre-market, pre-product traction. We've got about 100 gaming and Web3 events around the world that have registered to use the product already. And that's the lowest hanging fruit for us. And then during the first year or so, we're going to go to event planning expos and start talking to event planners that do larger, different types of events. We've already been approached by athletic events and different types of random events like that. So that's not who we're approaching at first. The go-to-market strategy is the lowest hanging fruit, and that's Web3 and gaming.
Curious, what's the why for you in this?
The why for us, like I said, we come from a team that I've been in events since I'm 13 years old, throwing punk rock shows and raves under bridges and in warehouses in New York City. It's always been about creating an environment, bringing people together around a common cause. I taught at university, I've held elected office, I've ran a nonprofit, and then I moved all of this, sold my last company to come to Web3 to do this, because for me it's all about bringing people together around common causes that they love, and this is really what it's about. We have an NFT collection we call the Non-Fun Friends, and one of the values that drives non-fun is what we call minting non-fungible friendships. So this is genuinely about bringing people together that belong together. Like people that should find each other at events like this, there's like 50, 60 different rooms. Every time we scan this, we could be earning experience points. And before we get here, you're right, there are other social networking kind of apps like this, but we are doing things significantly different. And we can beat their prices as far as our analysis.
That's a great answer. So I'm curious, what's the distinctiveness of the Web3 offering for what you're doing over, say, just one of these social networking apps? I think I know the answer, but I want to hear your.
Can you just restate it?
Sure. Why Web3?
Why Web3? So there are events, gamification, rewards, things that offer coupons and such. But the Web3 industry, as we see it, our thesis is that 5-10 years from now, every brand is going to have a token in NFT. And they're going to want to, just like we're seeing today, get those in the right wallets. The people who are coming to their conventions, their shows, their concerts, their whatever. And this is a way for them to strategically do so. Offering a tool kind of before it's mainstream. So our goal is to get this to market before the inflection point of the next bull run. We need about 6 months of development time. We've got 5 awesome tech partners bidding on this contract. It wouldn't be externally developed right now. We don't have in-house dev. I can just go on. ask me the questions. We would bring the development in-house after 18 months when we do our Series A round. We've got development plans all the way through version 3.0. We're after $750K at $5 million valuation to bring us through those 18 months, which would include the go-to-market. What more can I tell you?
What rounds have you? Thank you. What has happened so far with your investment? Like, how much investment have you taken, and is there any notable investors involved?
We have taken nothing. Friends and family is where we're at right now. And at this point, we're trying to find the perfect partner to lead a seed round with us. Somebody that's going to be meaningful. A meaningful relationship that understands both Web3 and the events industry is important to us.
I'm trying to break it down still. So is it like a really good, because when I think of coupons for brands, for tokens for brands as coupons, right? So I'm thinking, okay, so is the benefit to me, I'm coming to a conference and you're going to say, look, we're going to feed you with a bunch of tokens, a bunch of coupons, which will give you discounts on brands. So Nike are here, and there's 20 other brands. You're going to be able to get some sneakers when you leave and pick them up. And like, is that the pure value proposition? Because it's the only way you're going to get me to gamify it. Because otherwise, I don't care. I'm just as a normal user. Like I come here, I want to go to the bar. I'll meet people who are in the bar. Maybe I'll see somebody sitting down here. Inside the apps themselves, there's already a facility to be able to meet people if I want to meet them. So the only thing maybe that they're missing is just that they're not giving us the ability to really engage with the brands afterwards. So if that's what it is, it's more interesting.
Yeah, that's exactly where we're coming from. It's an experiential marketer's tool just as much as it is an events management app. So it's built to be able to create that experience for the end user. It collects the data on who interacts with who for how long and in what order. So the people who subscribe to this, like the user know, like they can improve their events every time as well. So there's multiple value propositions depending on the angle, the user frame you're looking at it from.
So I just want to push it a bit further then. So I might go to an event, let's say there's Nike and 40, 50 other brands there. Then a certain amount of people are going to get Nike sneakers, right? But they have to activate like 20, 30, 40, 50 things. And somebody else is going to get something else, but they have to activate. So I could walk away where I could buy, a Nike $100 shirt for $10 in a Nike store outside like 3 months later.
Yeah, and the way that it's done is that the subscriber
it's
has...
a rewards program is what I'm saying.
Right, and the subscriber has X number of experience points to assign to different activities throughout the event. And then they earn those experience points and they assign levels. At those different levels, rewards are disseminated. Those can include coupons for
Okay,
the
my
brands.
last question is, can you build this as an API into other apps, or do they always have to use your apps? Because it's a little bit of a friction problem. I get it, the engagement is very cool, the rewards-based platform is very cool, but if I always have to use your app as well as the app here in the conference, it's a problem.
The idea is to build it as something that has that capacity to be integrated into other apps. In fact, right now we're also establishing a number of strategic partnerships that we're going to use as integration. So soon after we bring the MVP to market, the immediate version on the tail of that will have integrations for NFT ticketing, for Web3-based travel programs, things that we don't have the bandwidth to develop ourselves, but we've got partnerships we can integrate with quickly.
So who's the paying customer? Is it the conference or
Great
is
question.
It
The paying
exhibitors?
customer is ultimately the event host. They're the subscriber to the platform. So in this case, WebX could have used this platform for significantly less than they paid to build this app, which took 12 ticks for us to even get in to make the first inquiry. Yeah. And it's fully brandable, customizable, so like it could have looked like a WebX app. You could load your floor plans and all that.
And another angle you may want to explore is actually have the exhibitors pay to be listed, and then the conference people are actually getting a cut of the revenue that you're producing.
Brilliant. Yeah. Want an advisory role? We're growing in Austin too. We've got a great chief product officer, Shujan Sundaralagram. He built an app that's crushing Uber in Sri Lanka. He and I together are actively looking for a CTO to bring on board who would, the three of us together, along with my co-founder out there, would oversee the development to this with our tech partners.
So I may have missed this. How many events have you guys done so far?
We've done one of our own large branded events, but we work with a lot of other events around the globe.
So within this company, there's been one that you guys have done so far as this.
Using this technology, no. This we're pre-product owners.
Got it.
So yeah, we're seeking the fuel to get this, to bring this to market.
Got it.
Yeah.
Can I ask you to introduce your co-founder?
Sure. My co-founder out here is Ayana Shearer. It's wonderful. We ran our last company together, successful exit last year. We had a consultancy. Yeah. Anything else? Questions from the audience? Or do we have anything
We
coming?
have,
Anything on the wire?
we've got 1 minute left to judge questions, so if there's any closing questions, please ask them now. Otherwise, forever hold your peace, and I will head to the
You want a tough question?
Tough one. Hit me with a tough one. I'm trying to learn from this. This isn't
Ooh,
just about
a challenge. The first time our judges have been challenged.
Yeah.
Let's hit it with the hard stuff.
Okay, so I'm still gonna say that your user acquisition for you is gonna be a bitch. It's gonna be so damn hard. And Nick's point is probably the most valid point of the whole thing. Conference organizers, there's not enough of them to turn this thing into a unicorn. It's too hard, right?
You know, something I really didn't say is this is about, we're going to market with this, with Web3 and gaming events, of which there is a lot of them. But that was brilliant.
Yeah, but I don't even see the Web3 thing as being relevant. Look, it's a shiny penny, it looks pretty, it
Sure.
looks nice, everybody's like, yeah, cool, man, maybe you can raise more money. But the reality is, it's a rewards platform so that local brands can get access to consumers at a conference well after the conference and be able to sell a ton more product. And that's why, like I said, Nick's point is a cool point. Like, they would pay for this because they got a challenge, right? They pay a ton of money, 20, 30, 50 grand. They come to a place and then 2 days later, they got no consumers.
So think past a Web3 event or even a conference or an expo. Think about a sporting event or a concert or a birthday party or a bar mitzvah. Where our development tenets are safe, simple, and fun, so that effectively you can auto-create a wallet if you do choose, and this can then serve as a safe, simple, and fun onboarding tool.
No, but Nick's point is right. Like, the conferences have nothing to do with it. The events have nothing to do with it. If you can get brands to activate their consumers and they can tell 100,000 people, hey guys, whoever's at the Dodgers today, if you like do X, Y, and Z, you're gonna get like certain rewards on it. Just call it what it is. It's a rewards platform for people and brands that want to connect on a deeper basis. Like, the Web3 stuff's fine. It's just, yeah. But so that's the only way. Like, so if Nick hadn't said that, I'd be like, you're screwed, because the conference organizers ain't gonna do it, and you're not gonna get into Dodger Stadium anytime soon. So, but with the brands, if you can get them on board, yeah, then that would be super interesting.
Nick gets 5%.
Nah.
So I'm a fan, but you asked for a tough question.
Really quickly, before you hit your tough question, because we're going into the audience question time, make sure that while this is happening, the end of this is happening, you go to crowd.live/creation stage if you want to ask questions during the audience Q&A. Sorry, go ahead.
So, more philosophically, if your goal at the highest levels of the company is to bring people together, forcing them or encouraging them down a path where they're standing around in a conference looking at their phone more seemed misaligned to me when I first heard it.
That makes perfect sense. We came at this from a background of being gamers ourselves, and one of our first mottos when we were doing this was bringing gamers out from behind their avatars to make more personal connections. I think a lot of us have a bit of social anxiety, even if we are courageous enough to sit up on stage on a panel like this. And I know I would be incentivized, even though I'm bold enough to be standing here with this mic in my hand, if I could tap my phone against yours and earn some experience.
Why don't you make it a gaming platform for gamers to connect with brands? Like, it's the biggest growing sport in the world.
The idea is to make it sort of customizable. So a brand, like you said, could use it. An event host could use it. A dad at a birthday party who wants their teenage kids to learn about crypto could use it. To make it as customizable as possible, as scalable, as affordable, that's where we're at.
All right, that is the judge Q&A.
Thanks, guys.
And for all of you, just as a reminder, we're going to be having an audience Q&A. If you want to ask a question, you just go to crowd.live/creation stage, enter your details, and then you can start asking questions for the Q&A. We do have one that's come up so far, though. For the difficulty, describe your service in 3 words. Also, you just if you wouldn't mind just holding, just for your own sake, you hold the mic slightly lower on the thing. And slightly up. Perfect.
Too many hip hop videos.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you ask the question again?
Gamifying and tokenizing events. Ah, that's 4. Gamified tokenized events.
That was a nice compromise. All right, waiting for question number 2. Where do you see your biggest area of growth in the next year?
In the entertainment space, and simply because that's where our strategic connections are. We're offering some incredible augmented reality concerts, experiences, and so to be able to this is actually a great answer to the penetration question as well, is through the alliances we have into the entertainment industry where we know there'll be adoption.
Got it. Question number 3. If you only focused on one thing, one demographic, and did it well, what would it be? Which one would you choose?
I would have to say gamers, because I do think that the gamers is going to become a much more broadly accepted term. I mean, we all want to play games. It's how we learn. It's actually fundamental to our learning process as humans.
Perfect. Those are the audience questions. Thank you so much, Party2Earn, for coming out. Can we get a round of applause? Thank you.
Appreciate you, Bobby, and thank you to the judges for your insight and your direction. I think we all learned a lot from that. Put a hand up if you learned something from that. Yeah, amazing. And that's what this space is all about, right? Educating and empowering each other. Woo! Do, 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 do. That didn't go all the way down. Thank goodness. Thank you, Shaq. Water, exactly what I need. Amazing. So coming up next, we have Webstock. Give it up. Woo! Brian. Where are you from, Brian?
I am originally from New York City.
Wonderful.
Yes, how about you, Richard?
I am originally from Vancouver, British Columbia.
Oh, very neat.
Take that mic, take the switch.
Check, check, check. How's that? How we doing?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Excellent. All right. Let her rip.
There you go.